I didn't realize it was, I can't hold it in my feet. I forgot it was called. You got it. I can sit right there and I sit right there. Yeah, this is his class. Yeah.
Where's Miss Ladarius? Everybody sit here.
You can, oh, there's not, why is no one here today? What's going on? I still have 3 minutes? All right, well. If you're in person, you're going to go ahead and open up to your learning guide, page 7. If you weren't here and, or you lost yours, there's more outside, right? And then if you're online, you're going to open up to page 13 in virtual. Page 13 in virtual. I'm going to, oh, there's mine. I was wondering, let's see. No one's here today. Look, there's all kind of room in the front. Eddie, come sit up in the front. Isaac, you're going to do better up here in the front. You're going to do better in the front. Francis? Do y'all want to move up? Y'all should move up a little bit. You're going to do better in the front. That's why I put the tables together. So we can move, so we can get a little closer, because you can't really hear back there, you know? It's, what's up? Yeah, we're talking about how we're going to do better in the front, you know? If we move up to the front, we're going to do better, you know?
That's usually how that happens.
I know, because I can't pay attention to anything, especially when it's far away. Okay, guys, we still have a few more minutes before the bell rings, but again, if you don't have the yellow packet, there's some outside, right? There's some right outside the door. So you can grab yourself another one, no big deal. We'll catch you up later. Julian, the desks are a little different, so we can move more people up to the front. So why don't you go ahead and just move up a little bit, Julian? Maybe, yeah, perfect. Just make sure we still distance a little bit, but we can move up a little further to the front. Okay? Is a new student? Are you a new student?
Yeah.
Okay, come see up here. What's your name?
Manny.
Manny. All right, Manny. Welcome to 6th period. So we are going to, whose class are you coming from? Pleasure. Okay. You said a schedule change? So right now, you're going to go ahead and just get started with this. You're going to catch up right here we're on page 7. We're going to start taking some notes, and then I'll kind of catch you up a little bit. But you do need to, let's make sure you can get into the Schoology course too. Matt, we moved the desk up so that way you can move up to the front a little bit. You want to come sit over here next to Allison, or over here is good too, so we can see a little better. Thank you. Got to move up to the front. Oh, this is spelled wrong. Well, because I just put it up there really fast. So go ahead and open your learning guide. If you're virtual, I'm going to give you a few minutes to open up to page 13, right? Just to remind you, if you are virtual, remember that your learning guide, this is who do I have, Lila and Tanya and Edith. Your learning guide will always be right here, right? It'll be this big black folder right here. And if you're using Kami, it'll always save your information, okay? And so it should be here, or it might be a PDF. If for some reason it isn't working, you can just take notes by hand and then turn that in also at the end of the unit, okay? The most important thing for online learners, if for some reason your PDF isn't working or you can't open it, is to make sure, no matter what, this goes for everyone, we can catch up on the learning guide, right, if we miss something, to make sure that you're completing your assignments, right? And so this is just a reminder to you guys, you actually have some assignments up here, right, that you might not be able to see because they're not due anymore. However, you can always see, if you open up the folder extensively, right, from so this was last class period, so you can see they show up here. They may not be over here because I set a due date for them, but you should be able to see them here. In addition, from now on, if you are participating either in class or you're participating in chat on Zoom when I ask questions, I'll make it a standard. You'll have 3, if you have 3 assignments, you can always drop 1 for that day, right? These assignments don't take very long anyway. So for today, there's 4, 5, and 6. You'll have to do 2 out of the 3 if you are participating. Does everybody understand? That includes online learners as well. You're throwing some participation into the chat. All right? Everybody get it? Let me hear it. Can I see a thumbs up from my online people to make sure you guys are still there? You can hear me? You can see me? Oh, thanks. I got 1. Oh, is it page 7 in the back section? Oh, okay, no. Actually, that's a great question. So I'm going to go to my to-do page, right here. And then if you're in person, so I have a few new little acronyms here, right? So with the packet that people are using in person, I have numbered the lower right-hand corner for you guys just to make it easier to find in person. However, if you are opening it online in Kami, right, or in something else, let's make sure everyone's good to go. If you are, am I sharing my screen right now? No, this is too much. Oh, I am, okay. If you're opening it in Kami, yes, Ruby, you can. Yes, if I mailed you one, you can wait. The Kami page or the PDF page is always going to be the VRTL page because it's going to look different when you open it as a PDF. All right. So Tanya, you're going to start on page 13 if you're doing virtual. If I mailed them to you and you're doing it as a packet and it hasn't gotten there yet, we're just going to do about 15 or 20 minutes of notes. I would just pay attention, maybe jot down a few notes that you can get so that way you can participate in the labs that we're going to do. And our virtual people will get you, you'll be in my lab group. So you'll be participating with me. All right. So let me go ahead and, oh, you know what, guys? I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen. So that would make online learning super difficult, but I'm sharing it now. So to reiterate what I just said and forgot I was sharing my screen, learning guide people, page 7, online people, if you're using the PDF, or Kami, either one, it'll be page 13. All right. And I've gone in and tried to make sure that I've better differentiated. So IPL means in person, virtual means my online Zooming people. All right. All right, so can I get, are we ready to go? Or you guys, do you know where to find this? Or if you're waiting for your packet, Samantha, Christian, Ruby, Lila, Edith, and Tanya? Just give me a thumbs up or a quick chat or something, just so I know you're there. All right, thank you, Lila. Excellent. Tanya, you're good to go? Excellent. Thank you, Tanya. I'm glad you found it. Ruby, yours is on the way. So is Samantha's and Edith's. We put it in the mail when I got off of the phone with you. So again, we're just doing a few pages today. I'm recording this as well. So if you just want to listen and kind of listen up, the labs will be beneficial for you to pay attention to today. But of course, you can always go back and rewatch this as well because I'll post it with you. All right? All righty. Okie doke, kids, let's go. So remember last time, guys, we talked about the cell membrane structure. Let me pin this really fast to get my little face up there. And then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. Okay, so remember last time we briefly talked about the cell membrane structure, but we didn't really go into specifics, right? We did mention that this classroom right here is kind of like the cell membrane, right? Some things can get in really easily, like over here, the light from the window. Some things will need large carrier proteins, right, like the door, in order to let things in and out. And some of you investigated with your bubbles, right? So today you can see we have a lot to do. Down here, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to take a few more notes because we talked about the cell structure, but now I want to talk about how liquids move across the membrane. Because you can see in the remaining portion of class, you will have some small group work. So if you're, sorry, not small group work, but if you're working on 4, 5, and 6, which is your online, you'll have time to do that. If you're not working on this, I'm going to call you into small groups to set up your labs, right, in order to collect this egg data up here. So the first 15 or 20 minutes, I'm not going to lie, it's just kind of a sit and get. I want to define these words, right, these definitions and what they are. And then the second half of the class period, you'll be participating in a lab, setting up your own lab, and or when you're not doing that, you'll be given class time to finish your assignments. All right? All right, so let me go ahead and open up. Hopefully Google is working today. Let me put... Remember, Google always takes a minute to open. I highly suggest not doing what I just did. I usually, when you guys come in, I like start loading everything before class because it takes forever, particularly on campus. But all right, let's put the camera this way in case I go to the board. We're gonna do this, and that's great because eventually is that upside down? Oh my jeez, this is crazy. All right. Eventually, you're going to be joining my lab group, virtual learners, right down this area, okay? So bear with me and make sure that my camera's on so everyone can see here. This is going to be super fun. Are y'all ready? All right. So this should be review for you, right? Let me go ahead and present this out. Remember, guys, last time we briefly talked about, that's not right, the cell membrane structure, right? And so remember, guys, here were my friends, the phospholipids. This is what you made, right, out of your, and actually, I don't know if you've seen, but outside on the door, we started making our phospholipid bilayer on that bulletin board. Actually, today I'm going to need people to make some more phospholipids because right now it's just a single layer, right? And I need it to be what? 2. I need it to be a double layer, right? So we're going to continue building this guy outside. We talked about the important parts, but today I want to talk more specifically about how items move across the cell membrane. All right, so this is all what we did last time. I'm just going to go through it quickly for review. We all have a cell membrane. Well, plant and animals have cell membranes, right? And then we talked about the functions of the cell membrane. Our friend, the bouncer, controls what gets in and out. We don't want everyone coming in and out. We want to have it selectively permeable, right, was another term that we talked about. We select what comes across that membrane. We talked about the structure of the membrane, right? So our bilayer there are hydrophobic and hydrophilic, our water lovers, and our water haters, right? So remember here, these liked water. The hydrophobic tails did not. So really surrounding every cell membrane, there's like this thick outer fat part, right? And then Manny and anyone else who wasn't here, I'll show you guys where to find these notes so you can go back and get caught up. I'm just flipping through them right now. But certainly if you were absent, I can show you where to find these as well, okay, or if you lost your thing, where we stop at. We talked about cholesterol we needed to strengthen, and our friends, the membrane proteins, which are going to allow big objects to get through. Does it sound familiar to everyone? Excellent. All right, now you're going to look on the bottom of page 7. Bottom of page 7. Bottom of page 7. Looks like this. Looks like page 7. Looks like this. It'll say fluid mosaic model on liners. Right? And in person, fluid mosaic model. This is where we end it. So we often refer to the cell membrane as a fluid mosaic model. So remember when we used our bubbles, right? When we did our bubble lab up here, for those of you who came up to see, well, I think everyone did, unless you're absent, but I have an extra demo up here. Remember, those phospholipids, it's just like a bubble, right? So it's super flexible, the proteins are moving around everywhere. So fluid is pretty, obvious, right? It's the ability to move, thankfully. Mosaic, this term right here, mosaic, so just like if you build like a tile mosaic, it means that in the backdrop of all of these phospholipids, we have different pieces stuck in there. We have proteins, we have cholesterol, we have glycoproteins, right? And so we often refer to the cell membrane as the fluid mosaic model, right? It can move, and we have different membranes, we have cholesterol, we have different proteins embedded here. I'm going to show you guys a cool video in a second. Well, you might not think it's cool, but I do. So remember this right here, this membrane protein. Remember I told you that this is why we reject organs, right? Because if I were to get a kidney from Allison, this glycoprotein right here on the outside is different. And my immune system would see her glycoproteins, or her cells that make up her kidney, right? The individual cells is foreign. So I would attack it and reject it. However, last night I found this really cool video. It was by accident. It's a long story. Where they actually go in, they take someone else's, so they would take Allison's organ, they would what we call decellularize it. So we would take all of Allison's cells out. So you would still have like the outside of the kidney. And then you would take my stem cells that haven't differentiated, inject it into like the kidney, right, where we had decellularized it, and grow my own cells. It's only like 2 minutes. You're going to watch it. It's super cool. But I thought about it because of this part right here, right, that marker part. So remember, guys, when we're talking about this complexity, every plant cell, every animal cell, and actually bacterial cells also have cell membranes. They're just not as complex as this, right? So that's a common characteristic of all living things, is the cell membrane. All right, so now if you turn your page 8, you should be turning to page 8. If you're online, this is what our page 8 looks like. It's just the next page in your learning. It'll say Part 2, Cell Transport. Again, if you're still waiting for your packet, like Samantha, Edith, or Tanya, just jot down a few notes, okay, of the different types of transport. And again, I'm posting this, and you can also go back and fill it in after. All right? All right, guys, so go ahead and take a minute to write this down in our first passage, which says, passage of materials through the cell membrane. And then I want to take a second to talk to you about it. Can I highlight on here? Remember, the reason that we're taking notes and we're writing this down is because you're activating different neurons. If you just sit there, I'm going to tell you, I was on a meeting this morning for 3 hours. It's a long story. When I'm on Zoom meetings, or even if I'm in person, it doesn't really matter. If the presenter is just talking to me the whole time and I don't have anything to like write down, I don't remember things as much, right? So we're taking notes, whether you're taking them on paper Or, online, you're taking them online, or even if you're just jotting them down right now, right? It's super important. It clicks a different neuron there where you're more likely to remember things, okay? So that's why we're going to take a minute to do this. So guys, here are my key terms right here. There's two different types of transport. The first type of transport right here, this thing does not work. Let's get rid of that. Is called passive. This doesn't work either. Oh, use my markers. There we go. Passive transport. It does not require energy. So it's just like the sunlight that's naturally coming through. It's just going to happen, right? It's super small, or it could be a lipid. Remember when you took your finger and you dipped it into the bubble solution and it was able to go through the bubble? Passive transport. I didn't need any energy to get in. However, sometimes we're going to need energy to get in. Like if I have to go over here and open this door for Coach Bamber to come in, I am using energy. I'm using energy, right? And so sometimes we're going to need energy. In order to get energy, it means you're going to have to eat, right? You got to eat to get your energy. And guys, this term right here, we haven't talked about much, but this term says, or this acronym, ATP. When we talk about forms of energy, the only type of currency or energy that our body can use is ATP. That's it, right? So there might be energy in that protein shake that you just drank, but my body needs to break it down into what? ATP, right? I need to break it down into ATP. So when we talk about energy, right, that's what we're talking about. All right, let's see if this one erases as I move. Please erase, please erase. No. Now you know Mrs. R uses this little thing, and then it won't. How do I? Oh, jeez, Louise. I probably got to go back to the pointer. Oh, there we go. Oh, it didn't erase. All right, go ahead and take a minute to, it's going to take me a minute to wipe. Oh, okay, I'm learning every day. We're going to talk about 3 different types of passive energy today. The first one is going to be simple diffusion. I'm going to give you a minute to copy these notes down. While I take roll, I got to take roll. All right, guys, you should be taking these notes down. So you'll notice, guys, super important over here, right, in my figure. It's going to take me a minute to learn how to use this little thingamajig. Okay, so super important. We are always going to move from higher to lower concentrations when I'm talking about passive, right? And passive means I don't need energy. So the analogy that Coach Fambro uses is, what is it that he uses? Oh, let's say there's one line at the HEB, and it's really, really long, and then all of a sudden a second line opens. What's going to happen? You have a high concentration, right, in one line. But now cashier number 2 opens. What's going to happen? People are going to run to the other side, right? You're naturally going to go from a high to a low concentration. Everything happens like that, unless I use energy, right? But for today, we're just talking about passive energy. So it's going to happen by itself, right? These molecules pass directly through the lipid bilayer. So that's like your finger, right? That went through the membrane. And more importantly, no energy is required. So things like oxygen, carbon dioxide. So oxygen is an O. Carbon dioxide is a CO2. If you guys don't remember this, right? CO2. And they can just move. They just move. They start here as a high concentration. They start to move across the membrane until eventually there's equal numbers of these little hexagons right here. They're still moving across back and forth, but there's equal concentrations on each side. Everybody agree? Yeah. Everybody get it? All right. Our second type of passive. So sometimes this just moves right across. Sometimes I'm going to need a carrier protein, right? Like you guys built the other day. Remember those proteins? And if I need a protein, instead of simple diffusion by definition is just going from higher to lower, I'm going to have something called facilitated. Facilitated. If something is facilitated, because Miss Lazar is still trying to figure out this little business, y'all just bear with me. Sorry. You can still copy. Why is it not? I don't know why it won't even fill the whole thing at one time. All right. If something is facilitated as a vocabulary word, it means that you help something, right? So a great example is in your classrooms. I'm the teacher, but if I'm not here and I need to have a sub come in, a sub facilitates the classroom. They're not actually going to teach you, they're not going to like lecture, help you, but they're going to just facilitate and make sure you know how to log in, how to get back on task, right? So facilitate means to help. So if I have a carrier protein, it's like opening that door over there, I'm going to help things get across, right? Super important. Guys, this word right here, or this term, down their concentration gradient. Down their concentration gradient means from high to low. It means going from, when cashier 2 opens, going from cashier 1 to cashier 2 because a new lane opens, right? High to low concentrations. It doesn't require energy. So if it doesn't require energy, what type of transport is this? Passive, right? Everyone agree? Passive. Water and glucose do this. We're going to do some experiments today where we're going to look at an egg, we're going to look at potato slices and gummy worms, and we're going to look at how water, or glucose, because we have sugar water as well, our Cairo syrup up here, is able to diffuse, right, without any energy. Our third type is called osmosis. Our third type is called osmosis. And so osmosis is still the diffusion of water, right? So we're still moving from high to low concentrations. However, it's specifically referring to water, only water. So it's not referring to, carbon or glucose or hydrogen or proteins or amino acids. It's only referring to water. When I say the word osmosis, I'm only referring to water. And there's no energy needed. So, of course, I know this is passive, right? Water actually has something that's called this aquaporin right here, and it's like a carrier transport protein, but it only allows water to get across, right, from higher to lower concentrations. All right, we're going to end on page 8, the bottom of page 8, so the table, we're going to fill in that table. This table is super important. You will notice that on this table, there are 3 vocabulary words. Hypotonic, if you look at it, hypertonic, and isotonic. Everybody see that? Those 3 words we're going to use to describe the movement of water. We're going to look at each situation right now. You should be able to use those words and predict how water is going to move based on the solution. All right? So our first one, if I can move a little faster, is called hypotonic. Okay, so here's what you do. You see how you move across, right? So for hypotonic, and you can abbreviate if you want, this is the description. Movement of water will show you it'll diffuse into the cell. So look here, movement of water goes into the cell. And the result, which is the third box, is it will swell or burst. The drawing you can wait on, all right? So I'll stop talking. Go ahead and write this down, and then we'll look at it a little, I can take roll. All right, I have Matthew. Okay, Mandy's here. Francis. Do I have an Angelina Garza? She's on my roll, but I don't think I've seen her. Eddie's here. Brian's here. Anaya? My roll. Not seen Anaya today. Julian's here. Giovanni? Oh, welcome back. I missed you last time. Giovanni. Mike's here. Ryan's here. Rihanna's here. Oh, there you are. Allison's here. Paige is here. Lily's here. Make sure I don't have any chatters. Alrighty. Alright, guys. So you should be able to say, oh, it's a hypotonic solution? That's great. For a hypotonic solution, what you really look for is where's the highest water concentration. Because wherever there's more water, it's going to move the opposite way. It's always going to move from high to low. So I clearly, look, I have, see all this water out here, right? So hypotonic solutions, water is going to go into the cell. I can make predictions. And that means that that cell, if water goes into the cell, right, which we're going to test today, that means that that cell will gain weight, right? Or he'll gain mass. He should gain mass if water is going to move into the cell. So my next slide is a cute little picture. And this one, here's the important parts of this picture representing a hypotonic solution. Right here, you'll notice that the water, right, is represented by the little blue dots. So you can clearly see, guys, look, I have a super high water concentration. All these little blue dots out here on the outside, super high. If I have a higher concentration, it's always going to go to lower. So I can make the prediction that water will move into the cell in a hypotonic solution, right? This is how we remember it sometimes. If you need a little help, hypo is a hippo. Did I spell hippopotamus? I don't even know. Hypo is a hippo. Right? Whatever. I don't know what he looks like. But hypo is a hippo. So when you think of like big fat hippo, hypotonic means that it creates like a big fat cell. Sometimes if too much water enters this cell, it will burst, right? It will burst. And you should know this. If it burst, was the word lice on the other sheet? No. If it burst, my penmanship is really bad. Another word for burst is to lyse, L-Y-S-E. Lyse, L-Y-S-E. I know it's horrible. But if it bursts, if too much water gets into it, it can lyse and explode. All right, so that's our friend, the hypotonic solution. You're going to use the description, the movement of water, and the results on the cell in order to help you make predictions for today's lab, right? Our second type of solution is called hypertonic, right? Hypertonic. And I'll give you a minute to jot this information down, right? So again, here is my description. Right? You can, if you want to abbreviate it. Here's my movement of water. Diffuses out. And the result is it shrivels or shrinks, right? And also you'll see here, guys, look, there's more water on the inside, right? So water moves out of the cell, right? And so we would also expect the cell to lose weight or to lose mass, right? If I'm going to measure it, we would expect it to lose mass. And so when I'm making my drawing of the cell, I want to note that there is a lot more water on the inside than on the outside, right? And so water is going to lead. It's going to go from high to low concentration. Julia! This young man right here. So here, take a look at this little picture. Let me erase it for you. Oh, sorry, yes. Go back to the other one. Hold on, sorry. No, that's not right. Okay, one more. Okay, go back this way. Give me a minute. Daniel, why don't you move up here? Wait, wants to sit in the front. I can't see in the back. I'm gonna be honest. I also have my glasses on, but all right. Allison, we're good? So notice here, guys, when I'm drawing my picture of a hypertonic solution, here's the most important part. You should note that there's way more water on the inside of the cell. I have a super high concentration of water on the inside, so therefore water is going to leave, right? And I would also, in a hypertonic solution, you would expect it to lose mass, right? Or to decrease in mass. And we'll discover that today also in our lab. Most common hypertonic solution would be salt water, right? It's also dehydration, right? So when your cells are dehydrated, this is exactly what happens, right? You have more salt on the outside out here. You don't have enough water on the outside of your cells, so you constantly are losing water from your cells, right? And in your body all the time. Dehydration. All right, we have one more left, guys, and then we're done with the notes, and we can take a little stretch break. Our third type of solution is called an isotonic solution. I'll let you write that down. Iso is the root word here. All right, guys, keywords here. As you can see, keyword is equal. Guys, that means I have equal amounts of water and solute on both sides, right? So important here, there's no net movement. Net movement means an overall concentration going from high to low. However, it's still moving. The water's still moving back and forth. It's just moving at equal rates, right? There's no net movement of water back and forth. This is where your cells like to be. This is where your red blood cells like to be. They don't want to explode and they don't want to shrink. They like to be right here in isotonic. This is another example of, remember that big word I talked about last class, homeostasis. Homeostasis, right? Just maintaining peace amongst the cell. For your drawing, you should be able to predict your drawing, right? But for your drawing, it's going to look like this, or not. Oh, yeah, there it is. So what you should notice in your drawing is that if I went and counted all of these, look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 water molecules. On the inside, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I should have 9. I have one more. Whoop, there you go, 9. I have equal amounts of water on both sides, right? So notice that the arrows both go in and out, right? They go both directions because water is constantly moving in both directions, right? Do I expect the cell to gain any weight here? Probably not. Not much. Maybe there's a tiny fluctuation, right? But in isotonic solutions, the mass will pretty much stay the same. When you're done with this picture, you're going to keep your learning guides out, but you can go ahead and we'll take a quick little 3 or 4 minute break if you need to go to the restroom or get up and walk around. Also, if you have your computers, now's a good time to get it out. If you forgot your computer, I do have 2 up here that I can always lend, but that's all I have. So make sure that you're bringing it to class from now on, okay? Go ahead and take a break. If you need to go to the restroom, you are welcome to go. And online people, let's see, let me give everyone just 1 more minute to write this down. So here's a note for online people. Here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to skip this for right now and put a little line through that. The iodine bag demo, because I don't think, we might have enough time to do it later. I'm not sure. We're going to do the naked egg demo. If for online people, it's going to be page 24. And the gummy bear, just make a note, is going to be on page 25. When we're not working on these labs, you can complete assignments 4, 5, and 6, which are just CK12s, all right? So 2 things for virtual people. You can either complete it when you get your packet, or you can complete it in Kami. We're not actually going to complete either one of these today. We're just going to start them, all right? We're just going to start them together. And you can view, I'm going to put you in my lab group, so you'll be able to view my results. If not, you can watch, I've done this on purpose, these little videos, right? So if you're absent today and you're watching this video, or if you didn't get the data that you needed, or if this is easier for online people, these are all links. This is a link, that's a link, this is a link, and it literally takes you through the entire lab that we're going to do in class, along with the data, all right? Online people, give me a thumbs up that you understood what I just said. Oh, I only have like 2 people left. Oh, I got 8 people. Oh. Are we good? Tanya, Edith? Awesome, excellent, Samantha, thank you very much. So I encourage you to stay on and be in our lab group, all right? But if you can't hear or something crazy happens, again, you're welcome to just view the video. Guys, remember I had this problem last time. I couldn't get rid of, oh my geez, stop sharing. Remember oh, never mind. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on right now, so just hold on 1 second. Because, okay, remember I couldn't get rid of this last time? I still can't get rid of it. Where is it? Daniel, how do I get rid of this? Screencastify is exhausting. It's like down here somewhere. Hide this. How do I hide this? Oh my geez. I couldn't get rid of my marker last time. There's got to be an easy solution. Y'all just have to chill for a second. In the meantime, you can go ahead and open up to the egg demo lab, which is what we're going to be doing up here in front of the classroom. It's going to be on page 11. It's actually going to be on the back of page 11. Maybe if I go to, oh my God, this is crazy. See, it's still oh, it's just that screen. So it's not on here. Oh, it's gone now. It's gone. It's gone. All right. That's great. Okay. So on the back of page 11, we're going to do the egg demo together. All right. And I'm going to show you. This is going to take me just a minute to figure out. Just so great. So great. Okay. I think we're good. show you. Okay. And I'll blow it up here. You can't see it in the back, or maybe I won't blow it up. If I pin that, I'll just show that one. And then, oh, jeez, this is crazy. Oh, there we go. Look at that, I'm so excited. But now, it'd be easier if I just like put my cell phone on here. Huh? Record. All right, so now everyone can see. We're gonna do this one together. Can everyone online see? Can you give me a thumbs up? Making sure you're still. You can see in here? Ruby? Are you sleeping? Hello? Samantha, you usually are. Awesome, excellent. Thank you, Ruby. Okay, guys, so right now, we are looking, it looks like, oh, y'all can't even see my screen. Why didn't y'all tell me that? Oh, yeah, you can. Never mind. All right, we're looking at this, right? This is what it looks like. Yeah? Are we right? Is everyone right here? Do you see that column number 1 where it says initial mass and beaker A is vinegar, beaker B is distilled water, and beaker C is Cairo syrup? Does everyone see that with me? Yeah? Okay, online people, you're either in Cami or you're just paying attention and you can jot this data down. This is the data up here from yesterday's class. I'm going to put yours right next to it, all right? And I'll share that with online people as well. So guys, we're going to do the egg demo together. And I guess I'll just put my fingers in there. This is yesterday's class, right? So we're going to put their results right here. And today's class is going to use this. So we're going to do a class set. Now, at the end of class, if you would like to do your own, you're welcome to do that as well. But we're going to do a demo with our online people. So the first thing that we need to do is we're going to take the initial mass, right, which it says in table 1, of each one of our eggs. And let's have a volunteer, Ryan. Come on up. It's your turn. Ryan's turn to demo today. So the first thing, and you guys are going to do this, the same exact thing I'm doing, but you're going to do it with a potato slice over here. And you're going to do it with a gummy bear. So pay attention. You all have electric balances that you'll be using. There's an electric balance over here next to the cell. There's also an electric balance over here. So that means we're only going to have 2 lab groups working at a time. While these lab groups are working, right? And then you'll be working on your assignments and so on. This is called a wayboat when it refers to a wayboat in your lab that you're doing. We always want to put the wayboat onto the electric balance, and then we're going to press the word 0. So I put a little cheat sheet up here for you too. For the go ahead, press it. For the balance, you're going to press 0, and it should say 0.00 grams. Does it? That means that the mass of the wayboat will not be taken into account, right? It says nothing. Then we're going to put, it says, this is potato. Then we're going to put our first potato. I need you to label these as A, B, and C. Go grab another one over there, A, B, and C. Our first egg. I don't want to touch it with my fingers, but I will. Remember there's vinegar in here, right? So as I'm doing this, I'm going to put one of these eggs in here. I'll pass it around so you guys can touch it if you want. Do not burst it. You want to feel, I want you to feel it. The hard shell is off, right? The hard shell is off. You guys see that at home, right? But it's nice in here. You can don't burst it. Touch it. You can touch it. Right? Cell membrane. Things can get in and out of here. You can't see it. It's microscopic, right? So I'm going to pass these around. You can pass them around. I'll put one over here. Go ahead and you can poke it a little bit if you want. If you feel confident that you can take it out. But if you burst it, you clean it. Everybody understand? If you burst it, you clean it. Right? So those are our eggs that we're using up here. Okay? So now, come over here, Ryan. We're going to take the mass of our first egg. Oh, so gross. This is all, I'm smelling vinegar for like 5 days. All right. So, Ryan, what's the mass of our first egg? Still says 0. That's not correct. What's going on? When in doubt, turn it off, turn it back on. Right? It's like that's your cell membrane. Things can move across it. 0. All right, there we go. Ryan's going to write beaker A. Right, so this is first period. This is our class. This is fourth period. So get yourself a little marker. Eddie, you don't want it to play with it?
No, it stinks.
It does stink. I agree. That's okay. This is vinegar on it. I want you to write fourth period 4 right here. And then beaker A for us is going to be 80.3. So you're going to write that in your table. Oh, yeah, but this was fourth period's data. Okay, then put a line right here. And this is going to be 6th period's data. This is what you're going to record. What did you say? You're going to write 80.3. 80.3 in your table. You should be writing this. 80.3. In A, 80.3. And what goes into A? What does it say? Oh. 80.3. Right? Oh my geez. Oh my geez. Right here. You see where it says beaker A vinegar? Initial mass of the egg? 80.3. Okay? Now I'm going to put that A into A. It's been in vinegar, so I'm just going to put some more vinegar in it. It stinks. Smells really bad. Y'all, this is like, these eggs are so, oh Jesus, there went another egg. It's okay. So here's your A, right? And this is their A. It looks a little nicer, but here's our A, and we'll weigh it again. Now, if it's been in vinegar, and I put it in vinegar, water's probably going to move back and forth, but I don't expect to see any type of change out of this guy, right? Because he's in the same solution, right? That would be my hypothesis. For B, and what does it say is in beaker B? What does it say? Distilled water, right? Just pure water. I'm going to hit 0. B is 78.5. 78.5. And for B, my distilled water just means it's pure water, right? There's nothing else in it. I'm going to fill it up until it is done. Eddie, can you come up here, please? Do you see that container right there? Eddie, right there? Yeah, that's distilled water. Do you see that jug of water? No. Yeah, that one. You're going to fill this up halfway. Okay? Now, this guy right here, where's more water? On the outside or on the inside? It's going to be on the outside, yeah, right? Till it is covered. So water will move from high to low. So if all goes well, what should happen to the water? I have more water outside. It should move to the what? To the inside, right? And we're going to prove that because when you come back to class on Monday, we're going to take the mass again. So this number should go up, right? Theoretically, if things are working correctly. And then my last egg is going to be, I'm not even going to ask, I'm just going to keep going. My last egg, oh, jeez. What am I putting my last egg in? The last egg is 94.4. It's a little bigger. 94.4. And online people, I'll take a picture and post this. 94.4. In beaker C. And what goes in beaker C? The Cairo syrup. So, here it is. Allison, you want to add this Cairo syrup? A, we're going to fill it up. If you don't know what Cairo syrup is, it's like really very, very viscous sugar solution, right? Lots and lots of sugar, high concentration. So there's more water inside, right? And so we would expect if we're in a truly hypertonic solution, water should leave. fill it up about halfway. All right, so for the egg demonstration, that's all you need. You just need a little bit of data, and then when you come back in on Monday, we're going to take the mass again. We're going to see if water entered, water left, or if we were in an isotonic solution. Everybody got it? Thumbs up? Yeah? Everybody's good? All right. For the remainder of the class period, here are your instructions. Let me change my view a little bit here so everyone can see. For the remainder of the class period, you have multiple things to do. All right, that's not going to be it. That's going to be it. I have to change this to right here. And it's going to be upside down because that's just what it does. All right. Oh, I got a chat question. It's probably awesome. Excellent. Thank you, Ruby. All right, guys. So for the remainder of the class period, here's what you're doing. If it is your lab time, you're going to obtain the following materials. It is in number 1 on page 12. You can read. Now, online people, I'm just going to share this data with you. All right? We're going to share data together. So you obviously won't be doing this unless you happen to have an electric balance at home, which you totally might. Then you're totally welcome to do it. All of the materials that you're going to need, there's enough over here for 2 groups. Again, I don't want more than 2 groups, right, at each lab station. Here are your cups. This is distilled water. If you have to make salt water, you're just going to make your own salt water. You're going to pour salt in it, and you're going to stir it with a straw. Nothing fancy. You're also going to notice that it often keeps saying 90 milliliters of water. Right now, precision is not overly important. So when you look at your plastic cups, there's several indentions right here. 100 milliliters is approximately going to be the last indention. All right? Really just make sure it's covering the potato or the gummy. All right? If it's not covering it, we need it covered on all 4 sides. All right? It doesn't really matter how much water you're going to put. All right. You're going to use your Sharpie. Anything you need will be up here. The only thing that you guys need in order to set up your lab, again, are the electric balances. And then the last thing I wanted to say is, once your cups are done, I'd like for you to put them over here just to make sure no one touches them. All right? Because we have some touchy. Now, don't look at anyone else's. There was, the reason I'm telling you just to use distilled water, make sure you use this water, because someone used tap water, and remember guys, so distilled water is just pure H2O. All it does is dissolve. Tap water has like ions in it, it has salts in it, zinc, right, fluoride, and so the poor little gummy bear, he's starting to dissolve. If you just use salt water, it shouldn't dissolve, right, or you just use distilled water. So, make sure that you use that. Let me make sure I'm ready to let y'all go. So today you're going to get through number 1 through number 5. You should be able to get through this with your lab group. The data that you're recording goes right here on the back of that sheet, right? So for today, you should be recording this data right here. That's it. The initial mass, just like you just did the initial mass of the egg. Don't forget to use a weigh boat, and don't forget to 0, right? You put the weigh boat, 0, then put the gummy bear on, or the potato slice. Everybody understand? All right. If you are not at a lab station, you are working on assignments 4, 5, or 6. If you have participated today and/or you're participating in lab, I consider active participation. You only need to do 2 out of 3. If you have sat there and done nothing, as I walk around and you're not participating in lab, you must do all 3. Does everybody understand? All right. So I'm going to have my first, we're going to have our first lab group gather their materials and come set up over here. And that is going to be you 4 right here. Okay, first lab group. You guys go. I'm going to tell you that as soon as they're done and they go over there, my second lab group is going to be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So once they're done, then I'll give it up to you. You guys should be doing your online 4, 5, and 6. Your CK12. Super easy. Yes. Yep. One is so you need to do 2 out of 3 of those if you participate today. If you don't, you have to do all of them. Okay? So wait for lab group 1. Come gather your materials over here. There is a bucket right there if you want to gather it. And remember, don't use the graduated cylinder because I think they're dirty. And you know what? You need more potatoes, huh? Hold on, let me get you a potato. And a potato cutter. If you can start gathering your other materials. Oh, right here. Look. You need. Don't worry about the graduated cylinder because you're just gonna mix. Right? All right, let me get. I need a potato. Potato. I really just need like half of one. Well, you know what, Miss Weiss? Well, you know, I don't really need the whole potato, you're right. Actually, I have potatoes too. Potato. Oh, jeez.
Do we put our nail on it?
Yeah.
Do we feel like our admission is okay?
Yeah, we have a little more than this. Then we gotta bring 2 cups salt.
I mean, it works.
All 4 of them?
I'm gonna make them, cut them in half. Potato.
Just put,
You should not be playing games, kids. No games. Okay, friends, I have your potatoes. So here's what you're going to do. Your potatoes. Whoever is going to take a potato, you're just going to take. You're going to take 1 potato strip, and you're going to just cut it off. Well, yeah. Oh, you're going to take 1 potato strip, and you're going to just break it in half. Here's your 2 potatoes. So there's yours. Oh, you got 2. Oh, those are gone. Here. There, and then gummy bears. All right? So go ahead and get what you need, and then you can go to your station and start measuring. So the second lab group can do it. The rest of you should be on your Schoology, right? God, this is the days.
hard. So you listen to still water? That is?
Yeah.
Two of these need to be in? Like this one and this one?
Woo! That one smells something really bad. This smells really bad. Like, really bad.
I'm gonna stop.
Wait, does the potato need to be fully immersed?
Does it need to be what?
Does the potato need to be fully immersed?
It does. Yeah. So you can really just, use however much you need for it to be fully immersed. I don't really care how much you put in there. It doesn't matter. God, this smells so bad. It's this that smells. Oh my God.
I'll see you later.
Wait a minute.
Woo!
And are you both? Yeah.
All right. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, my online people. Oh, I only have 2 people left. Ashlyn, I was gonna do the lab with you. Oh, it's tragic. All right, well. Oh, it's right here. There's just 1 salt. They have it. And actually another, you can use, let's see. Eddie, I would like for the people in your row, you three, y'all can come, oh, that's not Eddie. Oh, my glasses on. Giovanni, Ivan, and, Manny, Isaac, who's that? Christian? With the hat on. Who? Oh, Francis! Sorry, Francis. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see your face. Okay, so you four, I want you to come up here. You're going to do the lab right here. All right, you four, your instructions are right here. Go ahead and figure it out. Read your instructions. Read your instructions. Do your salt water. Yeah, you just have to make your own salt water. I just didn't. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and. Well, no, I'm not gonna log off. You know why? Because look, you guys are gonna do the lab for the people that are absent. This is awesome. Woohoo! All right. Yep. Read your instructions. Label. There's a Sharpie right there. Francis and Giovanni, if you guys want to, you can come on the other side. If you want to stand on the other side so you can see better. So Betty.
I'll label this one.
We like put it in salt water?
Yeah. So you're gonna put them. So you put the potato slice in salt water and regular water, and then you also put the gummy bear in salt water and regular water.
Okay.
So one's a hypotonic. The water is a hypotonic solution. The salt water is a hypertonic solution, right?
Wait, how hard is it?
Just until it's covered. Oh, guys, you're gonna measure just the gummy itself, I think, right?
Write distilled water on the bottom.
That one's salt water.
Yeah, but it says, look, then label 2 cups salt water.
Yes, just the potato or just the gummy.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
Oh,
Oh wait, you need you don't have a weight boat?
I don't know.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's fine. You're just gonna put it on
salted
the
water? No,
make sure.
No, distilled.
distilled.
Oh, here. If you don't have a weigh boat,
You know,
you
that's
can
not
use
it.
just put it on
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
zero
I wanna
it,
see the
put the
paper.
gummy in.
It's
Does
right
that make sense?
Oh.
What are we doing over here? Oh,
Taking
good job.
forever.
All right. Say, who has the salt?
Do we need to put our initials, right?
Oh,
Group members.
oh, you need more?
It says right here. Label the bottom of your cups with your group members.
The salt is over there. If we run out of distilled water, just use
Put your initials on the thing.
just use the just use tap water.
How did I get Sharpie on?
Huh? Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, baby.
This one's
Clear.
Oh, this is my drink. Let me move this out of your way. Okay, there's a lot going on up here.
Which the distilled water?
These are both salt, or that
No,
one's
this is
distilled.
distilled. He has the salt one.
Alright, so just go put in. She said like about right there, right?
did salt water?
The top one. It's like a,
Yeah, you just make your own. Oh, sorry, you need to make your own salt water. So you just fill it up. The guys have the distilled water over there. Just fill it up with like this much water, salt, and just stir really good. You can stir with stir. Mhm.
The water.
It's over there. They have it. Yes, Lily. Yeah.
Wait, how long do we let it sit?
Until Monday. Oh, you are? So you're gonna measure, oh, yeah. So here you go. So this is great, but you're gonna measure it like first, before you put it in there. It's okay, you just put it in there. Right? That's what you're gonna measure today. And then you're gonna put it in here, and then on Monday, we're gonna measure it again and see if it gained weight or lost weight.
where's the salt?
This one looks like it's salt. Salt distilled, right? Yeah, you need to measure the original, you need to measure the individual. Did y'all see the new, fish? You'll need to cut that in half, because it's too big. And did y'all see the new shrimp? There's shrimp in here. Oh, did they die? Wait, do y'all see two fish? Where's the other one? Yo. Everyone's gonna be super upset. Do you see it? I don't see it dead. I don't see it dead.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Julian?
Yeah, that was definitely.
Or Alice?
So I'm done with the salt water. I can see the salt
Julian.
You like to pick them up for the one to go?
Yep. He's right there.
You just got back in?
Oh, Julian. Well, Julian, you can, if you don't have time to do the log, it's not a big deal. I recorded it for you. Okay, no? Daniel and Mike, you guys are gonna do it, you two are left, once they're done, okay? Actually, you guys can come up. No, never mind. Let me wait for them to finish. All right. Excellent. Do you guys have your solutions? So now, did y'all?
Water is just regular water, right?
No, you have to put salt in it.
It's salted?
This is distilled.
Yeah,
Where's the
right.
salt water? Oh,
Right.
yeah. It's just regular water. Yes, yes.
I mean, is this
It's salted.
So you need to take the mass of the potato slices and the gummy worms by themselves. Did y'all do that yet?
No.
Okay. Individual. Here, you can use this.
They-
Throw it in there, really. You know how it rolls
Is there a
there.
cup to the other one over there?
Because you guys are the only class doing this lab today, so it'll be fun. Say that again? Yes.
Hold on, let me
Just
sure
put them
that-
right here.
I'm good now.
Right there, so nobody steals them. Excellent. So you're taking the weight of each one. So guys, here's what I want you to do. Your
Do
group
we
is,
write it down or?
yeah. So you write it down right here. But I'm gonna have you guys. I want someone to write it right here because I'm gonna take group data for you guys. So look, I want you to draw this portion of the table: potato slices, gummy bear. This right here, and this is what you're recording, right, for your initial mass. 2 gummy bears, 2 that. So let me. Oh, actually, you want me to draw it?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes. Or you want to draw it? Here, so you can draw.
Draw what?
I need you to draw this. Right here. Yes, so make this little table right here, this table right here. Yes, so that way, because you're gonna record your data right here for the people at home. Okay? All right, so this is y'all's. Okay, excellent. And you guys took the math? Yes, hurry up. Y'all better make sure y'all were in the bathroom, don't get yourself in trouble. They're like hunting people down. Woo! Small molecules and ions move without the input of energy during, there, you're right. So they're simple, facilitated, and then osmosis. So they're all called try diffusion, or it might be simple diffusion. Is it 2 words? So try diffusion. Perfect. That's all you're right for today. And then on Monday, we're going to take the final mass. Okay, so for the rest, once you're done with that, the rest of the day, you're just doing your 4, 5, or 6, or you have to do 2 out of the 3 out of the CKH box. Did that work? Oh, camera's gonna be super sad. We lost another fish. No, it's not gonna be facilitated. Oh, passive. Without the input of energy, I think that's what we're looking for. Try passive.
Go fill that up with normal water. That right there.
Potato and salt water.
Yep, so we should do, just right here. And then on Monday, we're gonna finish massing our eggs, our gummy bears, and our potatoes. All right, so for now, you're done with lab once you set it up. You can just work on your Schoology. And you guys are gonna record your data right here. Yeah, that's fine. I want you to record your data right here, and then you can record it in your notebook also for the online users, okay? Make sure that you math it first. You did 0? Did you 0 it?
Yeah.
11, yeah, okay. So go ahead and record 11.8. Is this gonna be put in the salt water or in the distilled water?
Salt.
Okay, 11.8 goes right here. And then put it into the salt water. And we're gonna let it sit until Monday. Yes.
Is anyone on the restroom?
I think.
And then we put one into
Mike
the
is.
salt.
If you need to go,
This one?
if you really need to go, just go.
Wait.
You sure? Because he usually, I don't know what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alright.
Miss, do we also put a potato into this one, the regular water?
Yeah. Take the mass of it though, right, of the potato. Take the mass of the potato.
10.2.